Hi guys, how you doing? I hope you've had a beautiful week so far. If you're new here, my name is Lizzie and today we are talking. Today we are going to go down memory lane and okay, it's on. Today we're going to go down memory lane and I feel like amongst all of the stories that I've come here to gist you guys, I feel like many people have definitely been wondering why I cut my hair, you know, in the first place. And you're also sweet on YouTube because this is the only platform that I haven't had people ask me. I'm literally here to drop the gist based off of me. Nobody has asked me why I cut my hair or anything, like just anything that has to do with it. And I felt really warm on YouTube. I don't know, like I've not gone, I've not gone deep. So I wonder how I would feel when I'm knee deep in YouTube, like when I have the whole like standing community and yeah, like I feel like I'll be overwhelmed with emotions because this just feels like home. And why am I saying this? Because I have recorded the video explaining, why I cut my hair several times on different platforms, but I have not really been able to put it out there. And I have not, even last week, I recorded one and I didn't, I had to ask myself, I don't know if you can hear the chicken. God bless you, chicken. But yeah, a cock crowed. So the whole time I was like, why have I like recorded this so many times and I haven't? At first I thought it was because there's a way I should record it. You know how it's like, oh, this could be the story that changes your life and brings everything good. Share your story. And it now feels like there's a right way to share it. And based off of logic and algorithm or whatever, I don't think there's a right way to share it. But what I was drawn to was that there's a right way for me to share my story because it's been a long, hard, stressful, and depressing journey that I overcame. And every single time I recorded this, okay, every single time I recorded it, I just played it. I fine tuned the story. I just, kind of like I skipped the intensity and halfway into the video I break down and I'm crying and it's messy till the end. I don't think I will cry in this one. I might, but I'm just saying that like because I was trying to fine tune and just belittle the experience and not get into the intense details, just not to scare anyone or I don't know. And yeah, it catches up halfway in and I'm like, yeah. So enough with all of that gist. um yeah, I hope you can see my smile. Yeah, because like I'm so glad that the day has come that I finally like, actually share. Because I feel like this would be the last time that I'll be recording it. So I'll definitely be sharing this one. So if you're here and this is you wanna know, stick around. Okay, so where did my journey start? My journey started when I was a kid, right? Um, when I was born with normal hair. I was born with normal hair, and kids, you can hardly tell. You can hardly tell like what their hair is going to look like in a year, yeah, and stuff. So I had hair, um, and growing up, I don't know if before I could decide on the styles that would like make on my hair. I don't know if the styles that hairstyles that they did on my hair as a child, like maybe without their knowledge, was not good for my hair. Maybe the kind of attachment or whatever wool. Um, there's one stretchy one. It's only in Hausa. I know it's Zare, but like I don't know if you know it. Yeah. So those were, they were just African hairstyles for African hair, black hairstyles for black hair. But like, who knows? what started destroying my hair, because my hair was okay. And then when I started doing my hair myself, like I could go to the salon and do what I want to do. I was actually still very young. Many, I feel like 10 years later, there were still classmates of mine that couldn't that couldn't choose their own hairstyles. Like their parents had to tell them what to do and stuff. But I started doing that at a young age, and there's a possibility that I chose hairstyles that were not good for me. I also remember there was a time that like they made a hairstyle that I did not like, and I threw a tantrum and I like picked scissors and like shaved my hair. And after that time though, they mentioned that after that time my hair was struggling to grow back, because I literally, the way I cut it, it be things, right? But it was growing. It was growing until I remember this hairstyle, this punk. Is it punk? I think so. Where usually people will shave the sides of their hair and then fix something in the middle, or just leave the rest of their hair in the middle and stuff. Um, I did the hairstyle, but instead of shaving, they did me like a glue, um, flat shave kind of short pixie cut thing. But it wasn't a wig because there were no wigs then. So it was on my scalp. And I remember when I finally took it off, it came off with like all my hair. Oh my god. Some parts of this thing is actually funny. Some parts are actually very funny because like why did it go with all my hair? Like people are doing their hair like normally. Why was my own like that? Anyway, um the hair was just trying to regain its balance literally after I did all the cutting and all of that. So it was still thin, so it didn't deserve that treatment. But then, as I said, I don't know if I inherited any form of alopecia. Um, as a child, people, when it started becoming, noticeable, people would just say random things, you know, and just be like, oh, I don't know. Yeah, like it was just like the pretty girl, but her hair is receding. I'm trying to remember a specific example, you know. Somebody, ooh, it was my mom. Oh, it was my mom. I remember she called me Madam Baldhead. No hate. Nobody should come and hate my mom because me, I'll fight you and stuff. But like, that was a joke that I can remember at this age. And she never had to repeat it for me to remember. She said it once. And I remember I'm 28. And I remember. So, at this age though, I always remind her to be careful with the things that she says to people, even if she's just being fun. And she has learned so much. Like I've never seen a parent that listens to their child like my mom. Like I would literally tell her what I absolutely need from her, and she would just like learn. And she'll be like, okay, yeah, let's do it like that, you know. And then comes back later, and it's like, yeah, like I feel like that was actually the way I should have handled that, and I'm just happy I heard you, you know. So she's just so emotionally intelligent. I have to give her that. But yeah, that was one of the things I heard as a child that definitely fucked me up. Um, then growing, I started actually looking for solutions from childhood. I don't know why I'm suddenly nervous. I feel like I don't know, I just felt a weird feeling like, oh, have you said anything since you started? Because I just looked at the time and it's already like almost how many minutes in. But yes, if you're here for this gist, you would stay, right? Okay. So um I actually started seeking out solutions from childhood. So, I would hear anything. Um there were foods, there was, oh god, where would I even start from? There was a time I used to clean my hair with spirit every day so that like they said it to help. There was also um fenugreek seeds. Was I asked to soak some of that and use on my hair and eat some? I don't even know. That was like a ritual. There was also, of course, the castor oils and the combinations and all of that. Then the exfoliation. These were things I started doing as a child. Like I was leaving P school, entering secondary school. Those were the times. Do you understand? So I was not like, I wasn't even old enough. I don't even know where I was getting the dime to get those things. I think I was just robbing my dad, and he didn't even know that was it. And as a joke from childhood, my dad used to be like, "I have such a fine skull. Like if I don't, if I feel like this frustrates me so much, why won't I just cut it the hair?" Do you understand? And that used to piss me off. Like every time he said that, I will be so pissed. I will cry. Um, I knew depression as a child. Yeah, I knew depression as a child, real depression. So I used to cry, I used to curse God, I used to want to die, I used to declare death. I just don't think I can kill myself. And, trigger warning, yeah, but who knows, you know? That just never crossed my mind. I've told people these things severally. I feel like I've told people these things severally that one of the things that has saved me in, because I've been through so many stages of depression. I don't know how, like, I'm just a small girl. Like, I don't know, when I think back and I see how many different depressions I have been through, I'm like, like how many lifetimes, I be forgetting some. It's like, why, you know but everything happens for a reason. um yeah, so that's what, like, at that time I would like cry and just be angry and stuff, but he was saying something. He just didn't deliver it well. It sounded like a joke. It sounded like he was just teasing me with a solution. It sounded like he was tired of also like being a part of the process of growing the hair. Like, why would you want me to cut my hair? Do you get? And he confused me even more because my dad wouldn't let them take out my teeth one time like that, because he was like, if they take, I don't have one here, if you can see. If they take it out, I'll be so ugly. Like, he doesn't want me to be stressed and stuff. Not even I'll be so ugly. He just doesn't want me to feel ugly, like, at all. So I just didn't understand why he would be like, "Oh, I should just cut the hair because like I have a fine score." And I was just like, "That's just BS." That was a lot of BS. It used to piss me off. If I could fight my dad with my hands, I would have fought him at that time. Definitely, I would have, because that was the most triggering one for me. But it be things, here we are. Um, I did prayer and fasting for my hair severally. I fasted with no, you know, I wasn't hearing God at all. So maybe, maybe I was being directed to cut my hair, right? Just because this is just part of my journey, and I needed to see the beauty that I already am, and that there was nothing missing, right? Especially because of growing up, I was some of the girls that, already started having hips and all of that. It was like, if I'm all of these things, why is there just something missing? Why? And it's on my face and stuff. Then the emergence of wigs came, and it was like, wow, God has saved me. I was so grateful for wigs, y'all. Like, I was too happy. And um I was in uni, so I started getting wigs and stuff. But like, the thing now is I had to still cover my head, because, not in the middle of nothing would you take off my wig. Like, if you took off my wig, you would be damned. Not in the middle of nothing. Sounds like a joke, but yes. Yes, like my ex friends, ex boyfriends, they will tell you, not in the middle of anything would you take off my wig. And if you did, gotcha, because I still have something under. I got started too funny. I got this wig cap thing. So I used to like wear it under, because you they would make the wigs on the wig cap, but I had to wear my own wig cap under, just in case my wig fell off. Someone took it off, ready for anything. Then I would wear it under. So like, yeah. So then it was a lot, because of course I had sex, and am I allowed to say that here? I don't know. But like, niggas is crazy because because it's straight up like, girl, what's this on your head? Like, I don't know what I was expecting. Was I expecting people to just be like, oh yeah, cool? I don't know, man. I honestly don't know. But that was just another phase because now I was seeing how everything good. I could see that nobody could, like, they couldn't see me. People couldn't see me. Yeah. Or people don't actually pay attention to seeing people, right? So I also couldn't see myself. And that's why I felt like that I needed to perform for somebody to love me or to want me in their life, or, all of those things. Of course, I wasn't performing in many other ways and all, but I was performing in the area of covering my hair, knowing fully well I didn't do anything wrong, you know? Like, and if I did, then what? Like, we all have equal share to this life and this experience. So why? Right? Um, but then I was like, okay, cool. I sometimes cried because, like, some people would say things just harshly. There were times I took it off because I was trying to see if life could actually go on, if my head was like exposed and stuff. And like, I'll get terrible reactions just from anything I meet immediately. And I don't even know how bad it was. Because if you look at it, I've seen worse. But I couldn't have seen anything worse until I cut my hair. Like, when I cut my hair, I saw it. And when I say worse, please don't, I'm just saying I've seen people's hair like recede to here. And they are living. Sorry, we got cut off. Okay. There's something distracting me, but I feel like you can't hear it, so we're good. So what was I saying? Yeah, so it was straight up crazy. Like, started a treatment with, I don't know what to call the hospitals that do, derma stuff, right? Yeah, skin. I don't know. Don't don't even start with me. Yeah, but like, at the same time, I didn't do that for long. Like, the treatment was crazy. Like, I remember how my mom cried when she saw the treatment because, like, once in a while they post videos of like the treatment and how it's going on their page and stuff. And I was like showing her like, this is my head. And I didn't think that it was not going to be a joke at all for her. Like, she started crying and she was just like, it just doesn't make sense that she has her hair starts like here and she has long dreads. So she was just like, God should take it all. She doesn't want anything. Do you understand? Because if her child would have to be going through all of these things, then there's no point. Like, how was she doing with the hair? That kind of thing. And it was an emotional day. Wow. Not my necklace. Literally trying to, it detached, and I'm just going to leave it lying down my neck like this. Yeah, because I'm not gonna put this mic down to tight. Anyway, so so yeah, the treatment, if you don't know, it was a alopecia treatment, and they will take your blood, a lot of it. Oh god, I don't know, like, I don't know how to not laugh because I'm so funny. But like, I'm just saying, like, they'll take a lot of your blood, and then they would run it through a process or a machine or something, and then it will take out some yellow parts of your, apparently your blood has yellow things in it. Then it take out the yellow parts of it and leave, like, and that's what they will re-inject into your scalp. They didn't take the blood from your scalp, please. They took it from your hand. But they will re-inject it into your system through your, like, scalp, and it's supposed to rejuvenate, and all of those things. Great. I did the treatment for a bit, and nothing was really changing. I guess the damage had been done, a lot more damage than I actually thought had been done. Maybe even from the treatments I was trying to do from childhood. Gosh. Yeah, so 20 years worth of, treatment. I don't know that it's going to get anything better. Like, if you've not seen changes in 3 4 years and something, I think you should pivot. Maybe you should cut your hair. Maybe you should cut your hair. But like, that was not the plan. And oh god, like, even me, I'm looking at myself now, I'm just wondering what if me uni or secondary school saw me like this now, like I'm sure if I was told that at some point I'm going to eventually cut my hair because like I couldn't like grow it, um I'm sure I would have shot myself. Because I'll be like, how am I going to live with my hair like this? No, I would have shot myself before it even happens. But yeah, I hope, yo, please. I'm just a funny person. When I say shot myself, please trigger warning, warning. If please, please. I'm really not trying to awaken your trauma. If anything has happened, I'm really sorry. Anything triggers you connected to death, suicide, all of that, I'm really sorry. But yeah, this is just, I'm just a funny girl. So, yeah. So where are we? We eventually leave uni and we we head to um yeah, I stopped that treatment because basically I want to believe that they weren't doing what they were supposed to do on my head, you know. But at the same time, I didn't gather enough facts. I just heard that they were supposed to, diagnose me of a particular kind of alopecia. I haven't done any research, but somebody told me they diagnosed them, or they were supposed to diagnose you and then give you a particular treatment for the kind of alopecia you have. Um, I don't know if I don't know, but like I guess because I wasn't seeing any change, I was glad to leave. Yeah, I was glad to just dump it because it was a lot of money too and stuff, and I was just like, you know what, let's just face other things. So I leave my family. I go for NYSC. I'm in Abuja, and I was just having a hard time, right? So apart from this other, this kind of died down. Like I was like, oh, I just didn't put my mind on my hair anymore. I had a lot of wigs, like, so I was good, and I was getting more, so I was like kind of good. Um, then when I went to Abuja, I went into another phase of depression because I had left my family. I feel like everybody that leaves their family experiences that. But at the same time, I had friend problems, and I left town with my group of friends because I didn't really have friends in Abuja. But then I was ostracized. I'm just gonna say it. Because I was hoping to say, oh, and then we had issues, and I was ostracized. I won't even lie because, like, it was like, um, everyone waited for me to have a problem or need time for myself, and then everybody's like, "Well, that's our cue. Let's leave her alone and let's face our lives." I needed that, by the way. I needed that like crazy because I would have cut my hair if I wasn't. Yeah, but between that time, finding my footing, moving forward, and oh my God, like it was a lot. It was a lot. No. You would ask yourself if you knew that I left town at the time. I'm in just now, by the way. Nigeria, if you're watching, from anywhere else, but like I'm just saying, like if you knew, like you'd be wondering, oh, till now I haven't left my parents' house. Like I haven't even moved from my parents' house. That's to tell you the trauma I experienced in Abuja. Like the trauma was too much. You guys that just moved to Abuja and Lagos and just randomly survive, how? No, please write in the comments how. Ha. Anyway, so here I am in Abuja struggling like crazy, losing everything. All the screws in my head were gone. They were out. Val would definitely testify to this. I'll call my friends. They were there for me. Val was definitely there for me. My nigga, my G. Josh. Oh my God, Josh. Like, some people were truly there for me. Like, I felt 100% support from them. And even though they were like three, but like it was okay. It was okay. That's what got me through. Then I remember calling Abba one day. Abba, if you're watching this, I don't know if you remember this conversation. Maybe I said it jokingly, but I told you I was not sleeping well, right? And we now laughed. I remember saying, I think I'm depressed. I was in the bathroom. And then we both laughed because you were like, you think you're depressed too. I can't remember. I can't remember, Abba, but like, we should probably just about this off camera. But yeah, like I needed to say it with my mouth. Like I needed to say to somebody that I was. And if you know me, I've always been well put together. I've always been the perfectionist. I've always been the fixer, the solution finder, the healer. I'm the pillar. I'm usually the pillar. So, you would hardly find me saying, accepting anything that feels weak, quote unquote, right? But I needed to say it, even if it was, to joke about it. I needed to speak to somebody, right? So I randomly said it. And we just laughed about it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how the conversation ended. But that particular day, I literally just cut my hair in the bathroom. Like, I officially cut my hair April 3rd. Yeah, I celebrate it. But actually, it was like April 1st that I actually just picked scissors and just ran it through my head. Because I decided that day that I just needed to change something, right? I needed to change something in my life. Like something just needed to change. Like a 180 needed to happen in something, right? So I looked at my whole life. I hate where I live. I hated where I lived. All the places I lived in Abuja, I hated all of them. If you're hearing me and you're my landlord, I hated all the places that I lived. Real life shit. So, um, I hate where I live, but I don't have money to move. I hate where I work. I don't have another job I can run to or wherever. Yes, I hated where I work. Like, whoa, let me not tone it down. Like, oh, I hate where I live. Yeah, I hated where I worked so much too. I love the people that were there, but I hated where I worked. I loved only my closest friends. Actually, the rest I didn't like them. Oh God, feels so good to say it. Anyway, so then I looked and I was like, what can I do and everything? And I was like, no, I'm gonna cut my hair. And that wasn't hard to do at first, right? Especially because I had hit like rock bottom and nothing would hurt. Like you could cut my hand off and I'll just walk away and just go and sew it and sleep, right? At that time, I was numb. Um, so it was literally very easy. And I also had wigs that I could literally just wear. And when I cut my hair, I was just like, oh, you know what? Maybe let's regrow it. It even felt inspiring. Like, oh, now I'll have a passion project on the side that I will be doing, like growing my hair, you know, watching movies on how to do this, massaging it, all of those things. I don't know, but I needed something. I needed something in my life. And I guess I had to reach that place to actually cut my hair. Then I revamped my wig like a day after and all of that, and m- some wigs even. So I have a variety. Then I went to cut my hair. I had a job, I had a cleaning job. If you don't know, I'm an industrial cleaner. So I had a cleaning job and I was on site that day. Then from there, I think it was a Saturday, so I didn't have work, so I was on site. And then there's a nice barber salon, on the road. It was Wusetu, so like somewhere. Wusetu is like the heart of town, so I just walked from there and like I went to the barbers and I cut my hair. And everybody was kind of like confused because pretty girl. In fact, I forgot to even mention the day before when I was revamping my wigs, my man at that time, God bless you, I won't call your name because I don't have exes. But yes, he was he was really concerned about me and everything because I just told him what happened. So he was like, what do I need? So, I went to the salon, I revamped the wigs, I pierced my nose, I pierced my ear, reopened my ear hole. I I did my lashes, um, I did my nails, mani pedi, everything. Like, yeah. He was ready to do it all just because he was really concerned and stuff. And he loved me. Or still loves me, have anyway. So um then fast forward to the next day, that's when I went and cut my hair. So imagine walking into the salon with like nicely done wig and stuff, and then like, all of those new things, of course, plus small of my makeup for that day and all of that. I was glowing. And I just took off my wig and I said, you should barb my hair. And they were like confused. The whole salon was confused, right? They didn't even know whether to cry, whether maybe do I have any illness, what to ask. I don't know. Even the barber. But then what really made me actually like open this hair was a quick risk. The barber was like, "This hair, like, am I barbing because I want to grow my hair again?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure, no," and stuff. But looking at myself in the mirror, I was so confused. It felt like it wasn't me sitting there, and I felt like I was going to make different decisions, but I didn't know that I was capable of moving like this, right? So, um, he now said I should fuck around, sorry, mess around, please, and just walk to. Am I going far? I said no. I'm just going behind their plaza. I should just walk to where I'm going without the wig. Then wear it when I reach. Like he just feels like he wants to watch me leave. Like the hairstyle is so beautiful on me. Like no disrespect if I'm doing this because I'm not feeling well or something, but I'm so fine with the hairstyle and stuff. And I was like, and then I did that, and I decided just not to wear the wig again. Yeah, like I just felt like this is a pretty hairstyle and I like it. And it's a hairstyle. Yes. So I felt so free. I could breathe. I could think. I could do everything. You know, I felt so free. All I was dealing with was people, right? Then I went into another phase of depression. And it was just wild. Notice the pause. Because what I'm thinking is, should I do a whole other video? But, nah, we're gonna complete the gist, right? So, um, I cut my hair and I, of course, started going back to work and all of that. Remember that I was not luxury living in Abuja, I was taking along or like boat, depending on the day, to work. Along is like you enter car with other people. Yes. Buses around the world, but don't think too far. This is a chair, a car that you can sit, you'll be sitting on a firewood. Like you'll be wondering how did they make this car with firewood as the chair? Because that's how along cars were. Like, oh God. Along in Abuja is the worst. That's why I tell you guys, like, I don't know. I don't know how people survive. Because like some of the chairs are made of wood, I'm telling you, like, and you guys are squeezed inside. Oh my God. You know, please. The struggle was real. Me, I don't know how else. I can't even fine tune it, tone it down, nothing. No, it's just real. I was just like depressed every day for no reason. Like, I just, waking up in Abuja and remembering I'm going to take along that day was just not fun. It was just not fun. So we move, right? I have to face that walking out of my house. I have to face different kinds of people. The shocked, the the secondary embarrassed people, the questioners, the haters, the lovers. I had to face all of that every single day, just from movement, from any movement I make, from my room to the next room, from my room to the gate, from my room to buy something, to do anything. In fact, at first I couldn't cut my hair, so I had to be going to the barbers and I'll sit with like men and wait and cut my hair. I was not happy. I was not happy. I didn't feel girly at all. And then um I got my own clippers and I started cutting my hair myself. I had to deal with the patches as well because you go somewhere, oh, your hair is patched and stuff, and you say, oh, I'm the one that cut it too, so I guess, and then I learned how to do it. I used to cry every day. Oh. I used to cry every day because somebody must say something that will piss me off. Somebody must say something that will make me depressed. Somebody that must say something that will make me regret my decisions. And when it got bad, the thing about me is sometimes when things get bad, right? Instead of me to make like I can make drastic decisions, right? If you are into anything like tarot, maybe let's not even bring that up, right? But I create situations to destroy the things that I don't want so that I can rebuild. What do I mean? I packed all of my wigs on the day I felt like I needed to cover my hair. right? Because I went out with some of my friends. I noticed it. Like I noticed it from time to time. I'll go out with somebody I used to go out with, or somebody that I know, or my neighbor or something, and then they're kind of shy. They're kind of like, or my cousin, or anybody. Like I'm just like, they're kind of like not trying to identify. They're embarrassed, and I get, but I just got tired of picking places where I would maybe I'll wear a wig or maybe not, and then just even having to think about that, like, because I don't want to embarrass somebody around me was messy. And so I was like, oh, you know what we're going to do? So I packed all of my wigs on the I remember this particular day I was depressed for real. I packed it all and I gave them out. Anything that could, save me, I put it out. So I faced myself and my shadow. We faced each other like this. Um whew, oh, it finally came off. No, it didn't. I was looking for tea. Anyway, um, let me just round up. So I so what happened? Yeah. So people were really mean in my workplace. I hated being at work. There were many people that were like proper Igbo woman, or proper traditional Igbo woman, or traditional, you know, um Muslim woman from like the far north where they don't touch their hair. Trad stuff were going on. Like it's Ministry of Finance. Like, it would gather people from everywhere and stuff. But people were plain mean. Like people were digging deep. They were trying to find the worst thing they could find to say to me, to say it, you know? And this woman literally once looked me dead in the eye and told me I would never be beautiful. Like I shouldn't imagine that there's any enhancement I can do right now on any other part of my body that will cover up for this hair, because I've I've already condemned myself that I'm worse than a man. I wish I could remember this woman's name. Call her name for here. I would have called the name, because this woman, she didn't even mince words. She looked me dead in the eye and said that shit, and I stayed shocked. Like, now, wow. So this how things are. Wow. Gosh. So this is one point that I'll reach in the old videos that I recorded, that I'll just burst into tears. But because I've allowed myself to feel into this whole experience and share the whole experience with you people, not rushing anything or not toning anything down, this feels because reliving that experience, I started going to the basement to work. I was working in the basement of that mansion building. I don't know what to call it. Skyscraper. So the basement is definitely hella shit. I was working there and I was avoiding people. I was just going through it. Kai. I was going through it too. Like, because working in the basement was not allowed, so I would still get punishment for working the basement, or some shouting, some whatever. And I can't say it's because of this, and I can't say it's because of this other thing. I remember some one time the women tabled my matter in the office, that a man literally had to tell them that, do they even hear the things that they are saying to me? Do they hear how they talk, like what they are saying? And I just like sat in my corner and cried, because at that point I was very used to crying. And it's good, though, that I never stopped crying, because like now I'm able to release things real quick. Like the moment something happens, I'm able to cry about it and just let it pass and just reground myself and stuff. But yeah, that was where I learned how to cry shamelessly. And it was crazy, yeah. It was crazy. Yeah. But I think what hurt me the most actually was people avoiding, like my own people avoiding me because I cut my hair like But then at the same time, they've known one version of me for so long that was so into the wigs, that was so, maybe I even made some people love wigs even against their liking of it or something. Because I'm very influential as well. So I don't think I can deconstruct what happened when it comes to like the people I love feeling that type of way. So my mom was stressed out AF. Like my mom used to cry. Her friends were telling me about it when I came back to town. She used to cry a lot about everything. Like she feels like letting me go to ABJ has made me um depressed, and and now I'm doing shit that she cannot control. And it was just crazy. So people used to ask me questions like, somebody asked me if I was a meme. And I was like, I'm not, I'm obviously alive. Like, how do I answer you, brother? Um, I hated going to the market. I still hate going to the market because it's so terrifying. I feel very unsafe. And sometimes people hate you being yourself so bad that they could actually hurt you. So I hardly go to the market. And that was actually what started off my crafts. That's why I started crafting at home and upcycling my outfits and stuff, because I really, first of all, I didn't really have money to buy, but like I really like couldn't go to the market. Like even when like I just didn't want to, I needed someone to go with me, like a man. So yeah, all these things just brought me to a place of realization that this haircut is part of my calling, and I'm here for a very, very specific reason. If this hair was going to grow, it would have grown. And I bet you guys, if I ever try to grow my hair again after telling and sharing this whole experience, it will grow so fast. It would. But I needed to get to this place. I needed to cut my hair. I needed to, purpose had to be fulfilled. It just had to. So like, I want to say I want to encourage somebody out there, but I don't even know what who am I encouraging? I don't know. If you have something that has bothered you for years, something that has just been on your mind, something you feel completely hopeless and helpless about, something you feel like you can't provide a solution for yourself, I think you should start asking God what to do with it. Because I guess maybe if I ever thought to ask that particular question during my fasting and prayers and all of that, I would have heard that. Would I have taken it? I don't know. Maybe I was too young for my brain to even conceptualize a bald girl and stuff. But I'm just saying, if you have the opportunity to talk to God about your problems and you feel like you've been asking about this particular problem for too long, this thing you have, what to do with it, I think you should start asking what to do with it, because it's there for something. It just has to be. It has to be. Yes. It's not, it has to be. If everything in this world exists for something, then it has to have a reason to be there. So maybe start asking the right questions. What to do with this problem and how to go about it, and also just seek the courage, because I'm still on this journey and I'm still facing all of these things. I've had the most beautiful, like, oh my god, in recent times I've had the most beautiful encounters, especially since when I created like a shield. I just spiritually created a shield around my head and my ears and the things I can hear. So there's a lot of evil things that people say that I don't actually hear. Like I won't actually hear you. Like you have to repeat that thing you said to me again. If you have thick terrible conscience that you already do have, right? But yeah, like I decided that yeah, I can't even tell when somebody is just mistakenly saying this thing, projecting, or somebody that really hates me and all of it be things. So, I want to really receive the beautiful comments, and that's what I prayed for, and that's what I received. I hardly hear anything else, and I feel like people like are now ashamed to even comment terribly on me, because I have embodied my own energy so much, and I know that this is my authenticity, and I am the only one that can protect it, and I am the only one that can give light through me to the world, like the light that is already it's like in my spirit and in my soul. Like, I'm the only one that can actually shine. So I'm not going to let it not, I'm not going to not shine, and I'm not going to hide, and I'm going to be everywhere in everybody's face doing everything that I want to do. Um, and yeah, like life is much, 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 much better now. Like, guess what? Life feels unreal. Life feels unreal. Just me being here, life feels unreal. 7 years away from YouTube, I'm back. Life feels unreal. And I'm just happy, and I'm so blessed to have you guys. And I hope this was entertaining, fun, encouraging, inspiring, motivating, whatever you needed it to be. If you like my vibes, if you want to continue catching up on my life, because there's so much more we're going to talk about. And if you don't know, I do readings as well. I do, so you can check out some collective readings that I've posted. I post a lot of fun shorts. You can also check that out. Subscribe, share, yeah, hype the video if you want. And I'll see you guys soon. And if nobody has told you, I love you. If nobody has told you, I love you today, I am telling you, I love you today. All right.